So esophageal cancer is the major cancer during the worldwide, but there is a few treatment options for the metastatic cases. And the 5-FU and cisplatin is standard of care for the decades, the first-line chemotherapy for the esophageal cancer. And the taxane-based chemotherapy is the second-line standard of care. Recently, immune checkpoint inhibitor, nivolumab and pembrolizumab was approved for the second-line treatment of the esophageal cancer. But there is no evidence of the combination with chemotherapy with immune checkpoint inhibitor for the first-line chemotherapy of the esophageal cancer. KEYNOTE-590 study is a international phase 3 study to evaluate the superiority of the chemo plus pembro over the chemo plus placebo arm for the first-line treatment of the esophageal cancer, including the EGJ adenocarcinoma. Okay, so KEYNOTE-590 study is a phase 3 study comparison of the chemo or consisted with the 5-FU and cisplatin repeated every 3 weeks, plus minus pembrolizumab. And the eligibility criteria was esophageal squamous cell carcinoma, and the esophageal adenocarcinoma, and the esophagogastrojunctional adenocarcinoma with metastatic cases, and the PS021. The patient was stratified by the lesion and the histologic type and the performance status. The primary endpoint of this trial is progression-free survival and the overall survival. The more than 370 patients was enrolled for the each arms, and the patient background was well balanced for each arms. And the half of the patient enrolled from the Asian countries, and the 70% of the patient were squamous cell carcinoma, and half of the patient have a PD-L1 CPS score more than 10. And the primary endpoint of the overall survival was analyzed for the population with ESCC and PD-L1 CPS over 10 population, and the ESCC population, and the CPS over 10 population, and all patients. And the all analysis shows a significant improvement with chemotherapy plus pembro arms with significance. The hazard ratio is 0.51 to 0.73 for each populations. And for example, for the all patients, the median survival time for the pembro plus chemo arm was 12.4 months, and the 9.8 months for the chemotherapy plus placebo arm. And also the dual primary endpoint, progression-free survival, shows also significance with the superiority of the chemo plus pembro arm. And the statistical significance was seen in the ESCC cohort and the PD-L1 CPS more than 10 cohort and the all patient. The hazard ratio is also shown around 0.6 to 0.5 to 0.65, and there is obvious clinical meaningful difference was seen in the all efficacy endpoints. And in the first plot shows the subgroup analysis, and all the subgroup shows a better tendency of the pembro plus chemo arm, and the hazard ratio is the same in the adenocarcinoma subgroup and the esophageal squamous cell carcinoma subgroups. And the response rate was 45.0% for the Pembro chemo arm and the 29.3% for the chemo plus placebo arm. And the duration of the response is longer in the Pembro plus chemo arm. And the safety signal is similar between the two arms, and there is no new sign of the immune checkpoint immune-related adverse event in the Pembro plus chemo arm. Of course, slightly the larger proportion of the immune checkpoint immune-related AEs was seen in the Pembro plus chemo arm, but mostly grade 1, 2, and there is only 7% of the severe immune-related adverse event was seen in the Pembro plus chemo arm. Of course, from the result of the KEYNOTE-590, the overall survival and the progression survivors was obviously better in the Pembro plus chemotherapy arm in all population, including squamous cell carcinoma and the adenocarcinoma. So I'd like to conclude the KEYNOTE-590 that the standard of care would be changed to the from the 5-FU plus cisplatin to the 5-FU cisplatin plus pembrolizumab for the all patients with esophageal cancer, including esophagogastric adenocarcinoma. Okay. Okay, so yeah, okay, I would like to say more, one more. So, okay, for a long times there is not so many phase 3 trial for conducted in the esophageal cancer area, but in the by the immune checkpoint inhibitors, the development of the esophageal cancer treatment was proceeding and to the new era, and now the clinical trial to evaluate the efficacy of the immune checkpoint inhibitor for the perioperative neoadjuvant or adjuvant use of the immune checkpoint inhibitor is ongoing, and the combination trial, the immune checkpoint inhibitor plus other targeted therapy or immune combination. So I'd like to see the result of these trials, and I hope the new treatment option will be held for the esophageal cancer patient. Thank you.